Good morning. Welcome from central London. I'm here in the UK Live studio. First off, by the way, we're getting lots and lots of people watching this. I'm very, very grateful for that. Both the live output and, of course, people that watch back later. If you're one of the latter, thank you very much indeed. And also our clips. But please do subscribe. The number of subscribers that we're getting is great, but please subscribe. And then obviously you get notifications in particular about the juicy clips that are a consequence of the show itself. So yes, good morning. We are halfway through the year, it seems, 17th of June. I think that literally is almost exactly halfway through this year, and what a year it's been. And obviously we will continue today to bring you all of the serious stuff that's in the news, including a couple on a yacht that seemed to have got in the way of a Russian frigate that decided to open fire on them. Not funny, but funny all at the same time. And we'll be talking about some economic news, inflation and so on. Lots of clips to bring you, including, guess what, Keir Starmer being blanked by the President of the United States at the G7 yet again, but also President Zelensky, which was very, very interesting. We'll be showing you some of those clips. Also, of course, as is now traditional, even though we're only on show 3, we will be bringing you, of course, our 2 segments. One at 10:45 is Melts of the Day, which is a little jibe, a little dig at our politicians for doing and saying very, very, very stupid things. A kind of version of Plank of the Week, but not Plank of the Week. Similar, but of course we're doing it every day because guess what? Politicians and sports stars, celebrities and so on are so stupid, so hypocritical, so open to being lampooned and lambasted that there's enough information and enough clips for me, Charlotte Pooch and Elena to find for your delectation on a daily basis. Quite incredible. And then later on we'll have our nuggets, nonsense nuggets of the day, which of course is a bit comedic because it's mid-morning and we want to be a little bit more light-hearted. So we'll be talking about all of those things. What else is in the news? 700 odd migrants. And when I say 700 odd, I don't mean the migrants are odd, although you might argue they are, but 700-ish migrants descended yet again to our shores on Monday. So we'll be talking to a range of guests about that. And in fact, talking of guests, our almost first guest will be Kezia Noble. She's coming up in just a couple of minutes. And we've got Anna McGovern as well from Plank of the Week fame that will be on a little bit later talking about the day's news. But the day's news dominated by, yes, I think it's Alan and Jane, I think, who are a 60-odd-year-old couple that were minding their own business in the English Channel until a Russian frigate came along and decided to start firing at them. Well, let's talk about that a little bit with Mike Graham. I'm sure he's laughing already. It's unbelievable.
It's rubbish, this story. Complete rubbish, right? I mean, Putin opens fire in the Channel. I brought you the papers, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. My paper boy.
Yeah, I'm the most expensive paper boy in history. Putin opens fire in the Channel. No, he didn't. Russian warship fires over yacht in Channel. No, they didn't. Vlad fires on Brit OAPs in the Channel. No, he didn't.
But we should never let the facts get in the way of a good story.
I mean, it's ridiculous, though. I mean, this is the problem. I mean, as you know, used to work in newspapers, and love them as I do. There are times when you just think, come on, guys. I mean, really? You know, it turns out that apparently it was a bit foggy. It's about 20 miles south of the Isle of Wight.
Yep.
Bit foggy, off Shanklin somewhere, you know. And this Russian ship, which has got a great name.
Yes, it's called the Admiral Grigorovich.
But you have to say it like Richard Keyes used to say Abramovich. You have to say Grigorovich.
Grigorovich.
Right?
Why don't you get Elena to say it?
Elena, yeah, how do you say it?
Shout it out.
Grigorovich.
Oh my God.
Oh wow, that's great.
both sinister and sexy all at the same time.
Yeah,
Say it again.
Yeah. Take me to your submarine.
Grigorovich.
Wow. Okay, that should be clipped.
See, that is definitely right. You should just play that every time you want to say the name. Grigorovich. Anyway, so it turns out that they were having a bit of trouble with the steering and the navigation.
The yacht or the frigate?
No, the frigate.
The frigate.
And so they basically wanted to warn the yacht that they might be drifting close to the ship and there might be a collision. So apparently it was more of a safety thing than anything else. So it wasn't actually an act of war.
So talk about there being another side to the story.
Yeah, like the real story.
That's actually the truth.
That's actually the truth, yeah. And I don't know, there's an aspect to all of this stuff about Russia where we're being kind of sucked into this idea that Russia is about to invade Britain and is about to kind of take over.
Well, and even
Meanwhile, we're giving a Chinese embassy carte blanche to open up.
To be about 4 metres away from the financial heart of
and
the world.
And to be like the biggest building in the world,
Yeah.
And meanwhile, 710 migrants arrived on the shores yesterday.
They're not a threat, though.
In a proper invasion of actual people and men.
Well, I guess at least we know who the Russians are, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when it comes to the migrants that descend here, 40 or 50,000 a year, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, there were only 8,000 people that invaded us in 1066 and
that's
took
right.
over the entire country.
Yeah, I know.
So, but at least we know who the Russians are.
We
and
do.
The Chinese, I
we
suppose.
do. And I mean, I just find it just to be a bit distracting. I don't understand.
But it's
why.
on the front page, Michael.
Every single
paper.
front page. Exactly.
Every paper.
Every one of them's gone for this.
Even though there is probably the most important by-election in history tomorrow.
Yes.
And it's hardly being talked about.
Which newspapers could do. They don't have. They're not bound by the rules of Ofcom. They
and nor are we, by the way. So we can talk about it all we like.
I've just been talking to Kate Hoey about it.
Yeah.
My favourite story of the morning is Ed Miliband apparently refusing to take the Prime Minister's calls.
What, can you blame him?
Who's on the phone? It's Keir Starmer. No, tell him I'm not here.
Tell him I'm busy.
Tell him I'm not here.
But of course, Miliband hasn't got the cojones to resign, though, has he?
No, of course not.
Even though he knows what's coming in terms of
these
Burnham
people are
becoming
weasels,
Prime
right?
Minister and him then becoming Chancellor.
These people are all weasels, right? They don't want to ever resign, right? Unless it's good for them.
Yeah.
Like John Healey. John Healey resigns, makes a big thing of it because it makes him look good.
Yeah.
He's not really resigned
No,
because
but
he feels sorry for the Ministry of Defence.
It's also because he wants a position in Andy Burnham's cabinet.
He does. And have you seen the latest, by the way? This came out during my show. The Sun broke it, that apparently somebody's spoken to Keir Starmer over in Evian, and he's apparently said that if Andy Burnham wins the by-election, he wants him to have a really important role in his cabinet. To which I said, well, maybe it'll be the other way round, mate.
There is delusion and there is delusion.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, also, here's a question for you, because here's the poll we had today was all about taking your wife to work, right? And I know that you have a very independent-minded wife.
I do.
I've never met her, but I get the impression that she doesn't take any crap from you.
Yeah, be careful what you say, my great.
Yeah, I'm being very careful.
Because she watches.
Yeah, well, of course she's watching. And there's some footage today of Keir Starmer yesterday meeting Volodymyr Zelensky and giving him the usual man hug. But he's got his wife next to him, Mrs. Starmer. And I'm thinking, what's she doing there? Why is she meeting Zelensky? Zelensky hasn't got his wife with him.
Yeah.
He's on his own, right, in his usual...
Melania's not there.
I haven't seen Melania, no. And I've never met...
Mr. Maloney.
I've seen Mr. Maloney, I've never seen.
Yeah.
Mr. Mertz, I don't think he's got his wife there. So what's Starmer doing? So we had a poll in which we said, where should you never take your wife?
Yeah.
1 to the G7,
Yeah.
2 to work at all.
Davos.
3 to down the pub with your mates, or 4 up the Eiffel Tower. And amazingly, the G7, I think, won. But, he shouldn't be taking his wife.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea why he would do that, particularly as he's just kind of on the way out, isn't
Somebody suggested it was so he'd have somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Because nobody else
Well, we will be
to.
showing some clips during the show of him not being talked to and
Yes.
being blanked by various people,
Yes.
as was Zelensky, of course. It's almost like Donald
Why
Trump...
is Zelensky there?
Well, it's almost like Donald Trump sees through the whole Ukrainian thing
Yeah.
and the billions and billions of dollars that he's been funneled over the
Yeah.
last 3 or 4 years. Maybe it's that. Yeah, why is Zelensky there? It's not part of the G7.
Well, he's probably got
Yeah,
his
why
hand
he's got his hand out.
For some more money. I mean, isn't it ironic that we're being told that we haven't got enough money for our own defences, but we can give another couple of billion to him?
Yeah. Yeah, of course,
I mean, what's that all
of course. I've got some news, by the way.
Go on.
So this channel,
Yeah.
UK Live,
Yes.
this show is barely 3 shows old.
Yeah.
Do you know it looks like we are already the biggest mid-morning show on YouTube?
Really?
Yes.
Fantastic.
If you look at the data...
Round of
thank you.
applause. Well
Numbers.
done. Well done.
Well done all. Well done all.
Well
Nothing
done.
to do with me. It's this lot.
Yes.
It's this lot.
Fantastic.
I had a little look yesterday,
Yeah.
mentioning no names, of course,
Right.
because that would be churlish,
That
wouldn't
would
it?
be, yeah.
Apparently other mid-morning shows are available. Who knew? But when it comes to the YouTube element, we're smashing it.
Fantastic.
We're smashing it.
Well, that's the model, isn't it? I mean, because yes, of course, and I always say this because I don't want to be unfair to anybody, that they have other places that they can also distribute their shows, and that's fine. They've got, possibly a television channel or a DAB channel or something like that. But nevertheless, YouTube's the future.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the future, we wouldn't be here.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And so if you're not doing it on YouTube, you're not doing it.
Yeah, but also it's unconstrained, isn't it?
It's lovely.
The problem is if you become a predominantly YouTube kind of focused show, but you're also on DAB, for instance, you're constrained. The whole Ofcom thing.
Oh yeah.
Which we
No, I was
talked
watching
about.
Michelle Dewberry's show last night. I just had it on before football, and somebody said Makerfield, and she went,
Can't say that. Yeah.
I have to read out all the names now.
It's almost like that fella out of Harry
It's
Potter,
mad,
isn't
isn't
it? Voldemort or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't say it.
No, don't say the
Don't say
name.
Bakerfield.
Right.
Don't say Burnham. Don't
Right.
say by-election.
You've got to summon up the
Because you know what
devil.
they have to do. I
Yeah.
mean, this is the lunacy of the whole off-communist thing, is that as soon as you mention Makerfield, like we've just done, and we can do that here, you end up having to then read out the entire list of all of the candidates. Now, for comedy value, of course, what happens in these by-elections, you get, Binface and the Monster Raving Loony Party and all these guys. So the list, where they have to read it out on the BBC, Channel 4, Sky and elsewhere, is about 20 candidates long.
It's mad.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
But it just insults the intelligence of the public, doesn't
Well, it really does. And as I've said before, the fact that newspapers are not, governed by at all, it's sort of mad.
Yeah.
Because...
But nor are the BBC.
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, because they can put it all on their website, you see.
Yeah, but how can the BBC, which is supposed to be the epitome of straight bat news, how can they not be regulated by Ofcom, that are supposed to be the regulator that are trying to make sure that all these other channels are
Well, because
balanced?
the BBC have been very clever, because they'll say, well, we just regulate ourselves, you see.
Oh, that's working well.
We don't need to,
How's that going?
Yeah, when you get that bloke Matt Chorley back on, who invents phrases that Nigel Farage didn't say.
They might want to regulate some of their presenters.
Well, I would have thought so. I'm not expecting to see him running Newsnight again anytime soon.
Well, no, but Channel 4 are doing a documentary on him, aren't they?
On Matt Chorley?
No, sorry, we're talking about Hugh Edwards now, sorry.
Oh, Hugh Edwards,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, he wants to put his side of the story.
Yeah,
great.
Is there another side of the story?
Back side of the story.
Yeah, is there another side of the story apart from I received
I've
and created child
already seen
pornography?
pictures of his arse. I don't really want to see them again,
Yeah,
thanks.
I suspect too many people have seen a picture of Hugh Edwards' arse.
Well,
actually.
I mean, he didn't send it to me. I want to hasten to add to that.
You didn't
by the way.
manipulate it
I know. He
into
didn't send it to
something.
me. He didn't have my number. But I know. But we both know people who have had pictures by Hugh Edwards sent to them, who used to work with us at Talk. And who,
I'd suggest if that happens in the future, if you get a text from Hugh Edwards, don't open it.
Yeah, right. Well, you might not
just
know it's
saying.
him, I suppose. What about Edward Hughes?
Edward Hughes, does he send texts?
He does. We've been told not to, but he's currently in. I think he's in some kind of
Rehab. He's on
counselling.
the
He's in
wagon.
counselling. He's on the
Is it
wagon.
Fiona
yeah.
today?
Yeah.
Is it Fiona? Have I got Fiona today? Because I've been asking for
you've
Fiona,
only
and you won't give me Fiona.
Yeah, but we're worried he'll relapse.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not allowed. He's not allowed near
But you
the
should
source.
tell him that this show is a safe space.
Yeah, he's not allowed near the source. He can't be trusted. Now, I've brought you a present, by the way.
Have you?
This. I want you to put this up in your studio.
But that's just the Mike
Because
Graham
I've got
show.
a complaint to
Oh,
make.
hang on a sec. I thought that shouldn't that say the Russell Quirk show?
Well, once you get, well, you can appeal perhaps to Lewis. There's a young man called Lewis Hunt, who's 12 years old, who made this on his 3D printing machine.
Did he?
Yeah, which I think shows a great deal of entrepreneurial skill.
You love that, don't you?
I
where,
do love
where,
it.
where do you want to put
Hold
that?
it up.
Yeah, so I think you should put this maybe behind you. I don't know.
So is it one of those
free
things? So
advertising?
it's UK.
Because I've got a complaint to make about you, right?
Okay.
Already. Because
Already? Day two, day
yeah,
three.
Well, it's a bit, because midway through the show, between I think it was about nine, maybe just before 9 o'clock, Scarlett was in making coffee, right, which is fine. But she made about 8 coffees. And I don't know who she was making them for. She started up some kind of concession stand down the road,
yeah.
right, where she's now selling them. But I'm going, like this, all the way through my show. And I didn't even get one.
But we've got to be fueled on caffeine, haven't we?
Well, I don't mind that. You get your own bleeding coffee machine.
What? Does the budget run to that yet?
Well,
it does.
there you
It's on its
go.
way.
Okay.
All
right,
Pooch is very good at acquiring
He's
cheap
throwing his weight. I know he's the
tat.
boss, but he's throwing his bloody weight around, Mike.
No.
Graham. He comes into my studio and starts kind of shouting the
I'm-
odds. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, his studio.
Anyway, listen, it's been a pleasure, and I've got to go to the gym today, so I can't hang around as long as I did yesterday. And also, you've got Kezia Noble.
I know,
here.
I know.
Far more interesting than I am.
Yeah, and a bit prettier.
A little bit pretty.
A little bit prettier.
Only
I mean,
because
it's close.
she's wearing a sleeveless. I'll come in a sleeveless top. See what you think.
Could you?
Your vest.
Yeah. Wow. That'll make the numbers plummet.
It will. It's a
So where am
shocker.
I putting that, so to speak? Should
well,
I be careful?
It's your studio for the moment, so you do what you like with it.
Okay, there you go. It's almost like it's an honorary thing. Look,
It
the
is,
Mike
it's
Graham
nice.
show. So it's almost like a kind of UK Live powered by the Mike Graham show.
It's just a cross. What we used to call cross promotion.
Yeah, that's it.
Just put it in the background somewhere.
Okay.
Well,
Well, we get-
the trouble with all these pictures, they're all old, right?
Yeah.
What you need is
Well,
something
what you
a bit
mean
more
is none of them
up-to-date.
review.
No, none. Yeah. Well, I've been asking Pooch to do one of my front pages,
we should.
which I had when you wrote the headline.
No, I
on.
think we should definitely have
He
a
keeps
tribute.
resisting it.
We should definitely have a tribute to the great man.
Yeah.
Definitely. Right, can I throw him out again?
Yeah, throw me out. Yeah.
Honestly, out you go. Go
Yeah.
on.
All right, I'm going.
Sling your hook.
Good to see you.
Sling your hook, can't you?
You've still got all that fruit there.
Yeah, that's just going to rot, by the way. No one is eating that.